Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kick off your shoes, take off your pants. It's that time for the Muscle Man dance. I had to give a throwback to Bray Wyatt. That shit was hilarious. For anybody that doesn't remember, the Muscle Man dance was funny as hell. God, it's lonely in here tonight. It's quiet. It's quiet. It's a little too quiet. It's one of those quietly quiet things that's suspiciously quiet. Where in the fuck is my co-host? Producer! Can I get my
I won't leave you all by yourself.
Oh, Jesus.
Lonely.
What's up? Hey, Lorenzo's not drunk and falling off the thing tonight. That's great.
No, he's good. He's
sewed up.
He has some H2O.
He showed up to work sober. That's great. You know, it's
He did.
about time somebody showed up to this bitch sober, because it's definitely not us. Oh, God.
Good times. Crazy week of wrestling. Man. Well, you didn't. Yeah, mind blown. So much stuff going on.
All right. The big news this week is obviously Mercedes Moné making her
She's
AEW debut. But she didn't go away.
Good point. True that.
There was a 90-day or so shtick for when she went to Stardom or Japan or whatever, or WoW or wherever she went. She's been all over the place. And then she went to AEW, and it was like, okay, cool. And then they did a little throwback thing with her and Willow to their little team thing over in Japan or whatever, or wherever it was, Stardom or what haves. But so hey, yeah, good on them. Okay, cool. Let's see what she can do. You've got Tony Storm running the show. Your original talent is holding your undercard title. That'd be Julia Hart. She's holding whatever the ladies level down title is called. Isn't that the TBS championship or the TNT title or something? I don't remember. One of them's TBS. I think it's TBS. I don't remember. But anyway, you got that. There's a lot going on in wrestling these days, man. Impact's on doing their thing. Their crowd size has been going up. I know they're using smaller venues. Yes. But the fact of the matter remains that even with it being smaller venues, they're putting in a good house and the crowd is lively. Like, that's the thing.
I've been liking the energy.
Yeah, if you got 500 people sitting on their hands, you ain't got shit. You can have 50 people that are lively as hell and have a great show out of it. Did you get more money out of the 500? Of course, probably.
True.
And the crowd's always louder when there's booze involved. Something about wrestling and beer go together.
It's a great combination.
Another thing I noticed is there's normally a lot of trucks in the parking lot for wrestling shows. Beer, trucks,
pickups.
Yeah, pickup trucks. Yes, pickup trucks. Bro, and we had a show last night that went off pretty well. That was fun. So if you didn't catch that, go watch the replay after this.
Well, I'm surprised you're not talking about Well, I mean, you love AEW, right? Last I checked.
Yeah. That's right. It's my go-to programming for professional wrestling. It looks like WCW had an abortion, and this is what we're fucking left with.
Look, I'm enjoying the Cage and Copeland situation. I think it's entertaining. I think it's cool to see them kind of clash again. I thought it was fun so far.
That is probably their best storyline running currently. Is that Swerve is over. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, Swerve's over. So here's my thing. He's over, but when you put the belt on him, does he stay over? That's where no. You're shaking your head. Yes, I hope it's because you're saying, yeah, I agree with you, Ron, because what you're saying makes sense. We've seen far too many players in far too many companies get far too many titles and fuck all. Absolutely nothing out of it.
No, I agree that he needs to get the belt. I feel like he getting the belt would be good. I think he deserves it. They're kind of putting that dangling the carrot. I said that the last time. They're kind of dangling that carrot, and when he finally gets it, which I hope will be soon, which I get the feeling he will, and rightfully so. I feel he deserves it. I think he's a great talent. He needs the push, and the crowd is asking for it. I think the fans are asking for it. I'm one of those fans who's asking for it. When is he going to get his championship?
Right? Well, here's the thing. I like the idea that he's going to get the belt, and I like the idea that he's going to be a solid representation for the company. He's edgy, he's cool, he's got swagger, he's got the whole he is the package.
He is.
Not denying it.
He has the charisma, he has the talent, he has the look.
He's got the package. But can it last? We've seen, bro, look at, honest to Christ, you want a bad example? Jack Swagger. WWE won his champion real early. And wasn't shit for the rest of his career. Ain't been shit for the rest of his career. I think he's a hell of a worker. I love watching Jack Swagger wrestle. I really love watching Jack Swagger wrestle. I think he's a phenomenal wrestler and a great athlete. But he's about as over as a hole in the ground. Not over at all. He don't get over. That's the problem. He's not popular. Him returning the other night, I was excited. It was like a week or two ago. I watched him come back. I was like, dude, this is hell yeah. Here we go. Hit that bitch. But I mean, we'll see what comes out of it. Because, like I said, old boy's athletic. I like seeing athletic people do their job. I'm liking Mustafa Ali right now in TNA. Great heel work here. Solid heel work. X Division title holder already. Doing good work, man. My point is,
all right,
with Swerve, as popular as he is, can they keep it going once he gets the belt? What's up, Max? How you doing?
Say yes. How you doing,
You
Max?
say yes. Okay.
I say yes. I believe, like you just said it. He has the charisma. He has the look. He has the fans asking for him. I think he does. I think he has the star power. Speaking of star power, we could go either way. I'm really liking what they're doing with bringing in the Rainmaker in. Seeing the aftermath of the match the last show, because didn't get to finish most of it, but yeah, I'm really enjoying and I'm looking forward to what they plan on doing more further down the road with Okada as well.
Well, they teased.
Then I know you yeah, and then you were kind of like, I know you're still kind of hesitant on it, but I think it's a big deal.
Well, no, it's not that I'm okay. I'll put that in a perspective momentarily. Last night, at the end of it all, they teased he's going after Eddie Kingston's title.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't give a shit how many people the Rainmaker makes. Eddie Kingston is a beloved. He, in my opinion, if you wanted my opinion on it, is today's Mick Foley. He is a beloved person, just like Mick. He's beloved because he's a real guy dealing with real shit, depression, anxiety, been suicidal, been, drinking and drugs and this and this and this and all that shit. It's all there, man. So that's just me. What do you think about that? Me comparing Eddie Kingston to Mick Foley.
It's an interesting take, but I can see where the similarities are there. He's like the man's the fan's fan, man's man of wrestling.
Yeah,
it's similar.
Right.
You know,
And that's my thing.
he's the everyday guy.
Right. And that's my thing. So now you're going to put him in there with Okada. And I mean, look, are you going to have Okada go under to Kingston? I don't know, maybe. But in my book, dude, I think you could keep Eddie with his title and have Okada go, Eddie Kingston lose or win by DQ or something, and it'd be all right. But I don't want to see Okada walking in and already he's picked his spot and called a shot and he's going to get a strap already. I'm like, it's kind of not the direction I want to see that go.
Yeah, because they've done that already.
And it's not that, yeah, they do it a bunch of times. It's not that I have a problem with AEW doing shit the way they do shit, or because you made the remark of, I know you're not the biggest fan. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of Okada, period, but he's a solid worker, he's a solid wrestler. I just don't think that the return on investment is what Tony Khan believes it is. Now, on the contrary to that, Will Ospreay, I think, is going to give you more money than he's worth. See how I did that? I was detrimental, but I gave them a compliment.
Okay.
All in one line. Okay? Because Will Ospreay is a talented wrestler, and the world found out last night that bitch can cut a real good promo. Because people were like, oh, he can't promo. And I'm like, okay, you say so. I don't know. I don't know that fucker from Adam. And everybody just shat to bed last night. Because everybody said he couldn't cut a promo. They were wrong. You know what happens to people that are wrong?
They eat crow?
No, but their opinions go like this. Into the trash, right? That's where they go. Into the trash. I've been waiting to do that setup for days.
Wow.
You know, I've been waiting for that for days. No, I just thought of it right now. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. The trash can's right there anyway. But, man. Sami Zayn has returned.
Yes. Yeah, good. I agree with Gazi. We need a trash can. You could hear it. I think it rebounded. It didn't go anywhere near in the trash can at all.
It didn't. The trash can's full. It's underneath the cable box.
Mm-hmm.
It's over there in the corner with two other bottles right now. So it's right there next to the trash can. It's technically in the trash. Look, fine. Fuck it. I'll show you. See, it landed right there next to the trash. It's fine. I gotta gotta clean this room out tomorrow anyway, so it's fine. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm off from work all weekend, so it's like, well, I'm gonna do some stuff around the house. This room's getting wrecked out. I'll have a whole new look next week.
Yeah,
I'll have a whole new look. Well, it'll look like this, but behind me, because yeah.
Yeah, but you mentioned Sami Zayn. How happy are you with that?
Considering he had a great match. They had a gauntlet match. Sammy won it. Sammy and Shin was fun, but it always has been fun. Sammy and Sin back in NXT was good.
Mm-hmm.
Gable was in there. I mean, there was a whole bunch of people in there last night, or Monday night rather. Dude,
I mean, I think he deserves it. I think he does, and I think it's great for him.
Unless you're going to get Sheamus in there, or and give it to him before he retires, which I'm fine with. I think it'd be cool for that. Unless that's happening, it is what it is. Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan went at it. Look, I'm a huge Liv fan, but I don't. Right now is not the time for her to be involved with the main event, or the women's title matchup coming up at Mania. Rhea's been carrying this division for a solid year.
Mm-hmm.
A solid year. Some of the best heel promos in WWE, period, are Rhea Ripley. Because she can turn you on and make you mad at the same time. So it's great. I'm not wrong. You're like, yeah. And she's got the goth look,
Mo-
whichever,
mommy
it
knows
turns you
best.
crank, I know. Yeah, that's right. Right. So I'm just like, look,
Thrifty.
always. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell defeated Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree. Indy Hartwell's fine in the ring. Candice LeRae's good in the ring. Ivy is solid. That's she came from up there at old Doc's camp. So Dr. Tom, she came out of Dr. Tom's camp. If I'm not mistaken, she trained there at one point. Ivy Nile did. And Maxine Dupree is green. But she's green. She's got a great look, and she's wrestling on TV. I mean, y'all want me to put it in perspective for you? She's doing better than Lana did. We'll get into that in a minute. We'll get into Lana, CJ Perry, Rusev, divorce, whatever. We'll get into that later.
Of course.
All you fucking chubs out there. Now I'm going to do it now, fucking. All you chubs. All you chubs out there. Y'all finally get your chance. You get your chance to, because you always said, oh, that Russian bitch ain't doing nothing right with her. You all had to say, now go put your money where your mouth is. She's on the market, fellers. Go get it. Instead of falling for the Liv Morgan trap where you fucking send her money or for Becky Lynch or any of them that you think you're sending money to. Look, we lost viewers because they went to go find CJ Perry so they could go watch her. And try to woo her over with their chimes. Go get it, fellas, because it's your chance now. Fucking God. I saw so many. Yes, I saw so many people. And Jason also said, Green, that's being nice. You're right. I am. She's very green. But the reality is, it's just like anything else. I'm pretty sure everybody sucked at their job when they first started, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you got to do to get better? You got to train. She's training. We know she's training. She's going to get better. Let's not forget that it took everybody a long fucking time before they would finally go, well, Jade Cargill really ain't all that in the ring. Well, no shit, Sherlock. They put a belt on her, and she was not that good in the ring. And she held it for a year or whatever. Not that good in the ring. And she had a hell of an undefeated streak. Not that good in the ring. It was funny to watch some of the AEW people, the AEW diehard fans, go, oh my God, she's so bad in the ring. Why is WWE? Bitch, that was your champion. And you going to sit here now and say she's bad in the ring? Like, what are you doing? That's bias. There's a lot of bias in wrestling. It is what it is. There's always bias in wrestling. Dude, Ghazi's got a great fucking point here. Let's not forget Trish went from horrible to one of the greatest. You're not wrong, dude. You're not wrong. I like that. Look, hated the mid-match segment of Candace yelling at Maxine. To be level acting on both ends.
It was a bit over the top, but
it was because. So here's the thing: there was talk about it last week when it happened at a house show, and so they wanted to use it in the match to make it look like it was part of the show. You see what I'm saying? Because people were going after Candice LeRae saying, oh my God, how could you be so cruel and tell her she's horrible in front of the audience? They were like, oh, well, we'll make it even better. We'll do it in person or they'll do it on live TV. And that's what they did. So if it was a cover up, that was a good cover up. If it wasn't a cover up, that was their purposeful execution. They're doing it on purpose to get a rise out of people. There is nothing in professional wrestling that isn't a planned event and isn't all this. Oh my God, I had to get rid of that. The noises kept coming in from the Xbox. My kid is killing me right now.
You good?
Yeah, I was just adjusting a setting so I don't have to hear this shit anymore.
Okay. All right. So
He's
you're getting notifications. You're getting notifications in your ear.
again. Yeah. Oh, he's completely getting kicked out of the online thing. There ain't no way.
You need to log out of it off your desktop. That's the reason. Same thing happens to
Well,
me.
no. I don't want him. I don't want him playing online anyway because I've already told him. Nah, I don't want you doing Minecraft or whatever online. He's a kid, bro. He's a little kid. He don't need to do that shit.
Yeah,
well,
true. I'll give you that.
And I've told him time and time again, man, listen, you got to stop texting or chatting on the game with these people. You're a kid. You don't know everything about fucking Minecraft at 8 years old, bro. Stop. Because there are people in there, all the way up to the geriatric level that play Minecraft. So look, Minecraft apparently is a game from diapers to diapers that works. Okay. From diapers to diapers. Well, diapers to depends, however you want to put it. Both ends of the spectrum and everywhere in between and every spectrum in between included. Everybody apparently likes Minecraft. I don't know. I've never played the game. I'm kicking him offline tomorrow. That's happening.
All right. A little parenting there from Ron here in between.
Yes. I'm actually a dad. Scary as that may be, and I'm actually a kind of about that responsible one. Kind of a responsible one. Yeah, that. Just
What's
a
up,
wee
Brew?
bit. Yeah, Brew Capone, what's happening, man? So I met this cat. When we talk about indies, I'll be sure to bring you up about Brew Capone, man, because I got to meet him for the first time over the weekend at a show where I showed up, and believe it or not, your boy got named the commissioner of a company this weekend. Yeah, that shit happened. I don't have the video yet. I'm waiting on the video to get to me because I gotta condense it but like I said, we'll cover that when we get to the indie parts. We're not far from the indie side. Cody Rhodes slapped the piss out of the Rock, dog. Did you see that last week?
That was fantastic. Oh my goodness.
He slapped him so hard.
Well, I mean, the disrespect back and forth, they're really, really pushing this. And the tension, it's building up. It's building up, and I'm excited even more for this matchup.
I'm going to change my prediction now, and I'm pretty much going to leave it alone unless another major development happens between now and then. Night 1, Seth and Cody lose. Which means that night 2, bloodline rules, anything goes. Night 2, Cody loses. Twice in a row, main event at WrestleMania, and can't get it done either year. You want to know why?
Why?
2 reasons. Number 1, I really, really, really cannot, for the life of me, see the WWE letting anybody get this close to Hulk Hogan's record and not letting him pass it. I can't see it, bro. I can't fucking see that happening. The only other way that this occurs, a schmaz, an ending on night 1 where Roman gets hurt. So he doesn't have to defend the title next night. That's it, man. There ain't no other way that I see this working out right now. Nothing. Because if you make it to right around SummerSlam, Roman's the new guy above Hogan.
This is true. Yeah, he's been doing it. Oh, is it over 1,000 days?
Oh, we're well over 1,000.
Well,
we're over 3 years.
I don't remember the exact number.
We're at 3
But
years and some. I think we're at or around 3 years and some change. Actually, you
Mhm.
know what? We have this thing called. Uh,
the interwebs.
yeah. Longest title reign since 1988, and currently it's at 1,287 days. He won it August the 30th of 2020. So we're coming up on 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And he won it from Bray Wyatt, who held it for 6 fucking days. Before that, it was Braun Strowman for 141, and before that, it was Goldberg for 37.
Hmm.
Yuck. Yep, Hogan's reign is 1,474 days from 1984 to 1988. So it is
That's a good question,
possible.
guys. That is a good question.
What is it? If not Cody
Um,
now. Oh. Okay. You ready? You ready?
go ahead. We're ready.
Here it is. It's still going to be Cody. It's still going to be Cody. Do the math, my friends. Do the math. We're going to Survivor Series. But wait, there's more.
more.
Where somebody do me a favor. Somebody do me a solid, whether you're on the, I don't care if it's David, my co-host, the trusty one himself, the crusty one himself too. If you could look up where the Survivor Series is taking place this year. Look it up for me, folks. Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you. Hold on. I smell money, and there's the reason.
St. Petersburg, Florida. No, wait, that was the Royal Rumble. Give me a second. Hold on. What would Survivor be? Survivor Series. That's a good question.
Survivor Series 2024 will take place in the world's most famous arena. Come on, guys. I know y'all can do it. I have faith in you. Where is Survivor Series 2024? Oh, they're saying it's unconfirmed.
Yeah.
Do you
I
know
don't see
where?
it.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I can't find it there, bud. What's
Oh,
your
they
prediction?
hit
Where's
it. They fucking hit it. Those commie bastards.
What?
Dude, they have every fucking thing else written out for the year, and they've now gotten rid of. Look, they took it away. It says TBA now.
To be
Hold
determined.
up.
Maybe
Yep,
things
but
have
guess
changed.
what?
You never know.
Guess what? Here's where it's supposed to be, and that's Madison Square Garden. Now, to all my hardcore wrestling aficionados who like to smoke this shit like a real good cigar, and Bubba, do I got a whole fucking humidor full of them. Listen to me real quick. What happened involving a man with the last name of Rhodes in that building? And I don't mean Cody, and I don't mean Dustin. Oh wait,
Good old Dusty.
wasn't that where that title was taken away? Oh my. It's a little titillating, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
So you're saying they're gonna wait till Survivor
Yep.
Series?
That's the
Okay.
They're gonna let The Rock fuck him over, and then we're gonna get The Rock and Cody or some shit at SummerSlam. Maybe that'll be your big matchup, or and then next year we'll get Rock and Roman because the Bloodline's gone and all this other shit. So that's where
That's an
I'm at.
interesting take, huh?
That's where I'm at right now. There's too many things lining up together that make this make sense.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, actually making sense, and I hate saying it, but it is. It actually makes sense.
You hate saying it.
I hate saying it because it makes sense. It makes sense.
But why do you say that you hate me making sense?
I just hate admitting that you're right sometimes. You gotta give me
You
that.
know, no, it's got to be hard for you when you have to admit it so much. You must hate it. I get it. I fully understand. I entirely understand. It's been a good night. It's been a good week. Not gonna lie. It's been a solid week.
Let's see. I think we talked about it last week. The Hall of Fame. They just announced another one. Another person being named to the Hall of Fame this year. Mr. Thunderbolt Patterson is going to be joining the Hall of Fame this year.
Bro, you want me to be for real? Nakano, what was it? Bull Nakano got named as well. Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want me to tell you the truth, I think Bad News Brown should have been in by now. If you're going to put Thunderbolt Patterson in there, you can put somebody like Bad News Brown in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like, there's a ton of people that deserve that honor. You've got Sergeant Slaughter, you've got Jake Roberts, you got all these people, dude.
Yes, you got Paul Heyman, Bull Nakano, Mike Rotunda, Barry Windham.
Yeah, totally. This really feels like the
And
class
Muhammad
of
Ali.
people who
Yeah.
IWC say are long overdue. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. These are people that are long overdue for getting into the Hall of Fame.
We're talking about the Hall of Fame right now, Brian.
Yeah,
Catch
Brian,
up.
we're talking about the Hall of Fame. Yep. We've been talking about a bunch of shit, but
Yeah.
Dude, I have a feeling that they're gonna slide Bray in there. I really do this year. I think they're gonna do it this year because they're gonna put in his dad and his namesake. Wyndham Rotunda. They're putting in Barry Windham, right? Who was it that they're putting in? Mike Rotunda and who? You said it a minute ago. And the name already.
Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't. Who cares about Muhammad Ali? They put Tyson in the Hall of Fame. They put Kid Rock in the Hall of Fame. They put a bunch of shit in the Hall of Fame. I heard a rumor, and you're going to love this. This is going to make your ears tingle and your pants rise. Listen to me here.
That's a good idea.
Listen.
Bagazi has a good question, but we'll get to that.
I heard a rumor that Paramore is going to be playing live at Mania. They're going to play the entrance music into a show.
That'd be cool to see. Damn.
Right?
When was the last time they done that? Have a band come in and play the show?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, man, really.
I know they've done it for people's entrances, but for a show.
That's what I mean. They're going to be having somebody's thing shown. Somebody's entrance music played in.
Oh, dope. That's a good question.
All right.
She says she has one more left in her. If you were WWE, do you take it and who against? Her and Asuka would be freaking awesome.
That'd be fun. That'd be a fun thing. The only other one that honestly match her and Natalya. Think about how they were both especially how Bull Nakano used to be built as a worker, bro, yeah, she was a bruiser. Who's going to induct her is the question.
That's a good question. Yeah.
I think they're going to bring in old Medusa. Because her
Really?
and Alundra, I would venture to say, yeah, because Alundra Blaze and her had a rivalry that lasted like a year. Why not?
Hmm.
I mean, in my opinion, that might be part of the reason she's getting the nod to get in finally. She should have been in because she was a fantastic wrestler anyway.
Yeah,
But
she showed up because I've watched a bunch of random stuff on the YouTube's wrestling wise, uh, and like somebody made like a clip of just like all the crazy stuff she would get into and just the crazy slams and moves. I was like, God bless, that was just a highlight reel of freaking badassery. Good times, good times.
gotcha. Last band you remember playing at Mania was for Bray Wyatt, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
that was awesome. There's a lot up there. I
Yeah.
don't, eh, I don't care so
Really?
much. So here's the thing. I
You say that a
I'm
lot. That
okay.
should be on a t-shirt. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing, and
That's
with
for another podcast.
here's the thing with an arrow pointing down. That's right. Um, my trick with that is I, as much as I like certain workers and certain teams and certain wrestlers, if it rolls the dice to involve Jim Cornette, I'm kind of like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that no more. Like, because
Mhm.
I'm not a big corny guy. I think Cornette is I think he's a excellent when it came to wrestling, but when you cannot separate your worlds and keep your politics bullshit away from your wrestling bullshit, then both of your worlds are doomed to fail and you're a fucking idiot. Um it's just like us. It is no different than you and me. Do you want me to show you how? Because all day long you can scroll, thumbs up, like, react, cry emoji, poop whatever, all through the social media fucking child shit, right? You can go through all this shit all day long. But if you cannot separate this piece of shit from your bank account, your money, you dummy. I mean, in words of Red, you big dummy. What the fuck, dude? That's why I don't like Cornette. He can't
Mhm.
segregate his worlds. I keep all my worlds separate. I Ron at work is not the same as Daddy the father, Daddy the other. Anyway,
Yeah, wrong use of
or
words because
Ron the saint.
that
Yeah,
came out.
Ron. Yeah, you know, Ron at the show, Saint at the show, Ron the commissioner, or Ron the ring announcer, Ron the commentator, fucking Ron the podcaster. Everybody's different. I'm different every time. I'm not the same one at each individual spot because you can't be the same guy all the time.
Mhm.
You have to separate your worlds. If I went into my office and cut a promo like I had to the other night, or and said, if I took this whole front row here and put all of you together, you probably couldn't count to three, and I'd be lucky if you had three teeth between you. I saw more teeth on an apple. If I said that in my office, A, I'd be fired, or B, I'd be fired. That's it. There's really nothing more to it. I'm just going to get fired. But you can't do that. So if you can't go to work and cut a wrestling promo, then you can't go to wrestling and act like the work. You can't. You're not the same one because you're not going. If you're this dull, bland, look, I'm a fucking collar guy at work. You see what I'm saying? I wear a collar every day. You can't be the same, and people don't get that. So with Cornette, that's why I don't like him. So keep Cornette out of this. I know he inducted the Rock and Roll into the Hall of Fame. That's great. That was a long time ago. He is not the same prick anymore.
Hmm.
Another person I hope to never see on my television again is fucking Vince Russo. I never want to see Vince Russo again. Never, ever, 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 ever. Dude, yes, I'm fine with this. I am fine with this. I will rule you. I will reign supreme. I'm all about this. It smells like French toast. French toast dipped in shit. Let's go. That was a great movie. Wasn't Elijah Dushku in that movie? You don't know?
So I think so.
I think.
How did I know? I
was
figured you were going to say something like that. That's funny.
something like what? Wasn't she in that movie? Dude,
No, I
because if that
usually
was her-
bring. They usually you take it back to that movie a lot.
Oh, I love that movie. That movie is great. The only person, the only man who can beat Roman Reigns at this point is Jimmy King. As long as y'all leave Titus Sinclair out of it, okay? Just leave Titus Sinclair out of it, please, for the love of God. I hate that character. The actors, he's a good actor because I hate him in everything he's in. I hated him as Titus Sinclair. I hated him as Ralphie Zipparetto in The Sopranos. I hated him as the douche canoe in the fucking Matrix. Because he was, well, I know it's not steak, but it's going to taste like steak. That guy. Fucking that guy. I can't think of his name, but he's a pain in the ass. He's a great actor because I hate him in every role he does. He plays a great heel. Only if Arquette appears on a motorcycle. And Scott Caan is wearing a pimp suit. Yes. Let's go. That guy, Joey Pants. Joey Pants. Oh my God.
I was looking into other Hall of Famers. There's one that was rumored today, but I'm going to take it with a grain of salt because I don't see anywhere else. Liam Avia.
Liam Avia. Yeah, I heard that today too, but I don't see why yet. It doesn't. I don't hear the IWC clamoring for Liam Avia to be in. I really don't. Was that part of the Rock's deal with TKO? Hey, yeah, I'm buying in. Give me these Hall of Famers, and I need to be on TV for a while and give me some money. Ha ha ha. Was that the kid?
I don't know. I was trying to see if it was been confirmed officially, but I don't see anything.
Speaking of Ready to Rumble, shout out to the guy who wore a cosplay of the pimp suit to Sting's retirement match. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It might have been Scott Caan for real though. Because remember, he was like, I love Jimmy King. You love Jimmy King. We're both grown men, and we're not afraid to admit that we love other men. And Sting looked at him like, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm going to kill you. It was great. Exactly.
That's funny.
Leah's only history people know is what we saw in Young Rock. The trick of the trade is this. Most of the people that were there when Leah was doing things, and people know about it from us with the Young Rock, yeah. The people that would have known about it in real time are pretty much already pushing up daisies, dog. Like, they're not fucking breathing no more. They're not going to know. And nobody really went back and looked at this stuff. That's the other thing. Anyway, you know what? You know what time it is?
Indie time?
It's indie time. That's right. It's indie time.
That's a t-shirt.
What have you been? What? Yeah. Well, it probably already is a t-shirt.
It's indie time? No, not those wordings exactly. I'm getting that trademark.
Very good. It's indie time. There you go. That'll be one of the new shirts available. We just need to open up a shirt market and write down our funny ass slogans and let people buy them.
Way ahead of you.
Okay, well then we'll do it. Just make sure that the one. If I come up with ideas like it's indie time, there we go. That's me, or whatever I said earlier. Fucked up as a soup sandwich. That should be a t-shirt. But I don't think it'll get over very well.
I don't think so.
Good. It'd be great for your elementary school kid I think that if you have kids in elementary school and you don't send them to school wearing a T-shirt that says "fucked up as a soup sandwich," then we need to have a parenting conference between you and
Can't we
me.
just have a soup sandwich shirt? It just says soup sandwich. It's just a can of soup between two pieces of bread.
A soup sandwich, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with it. Soup sandwich. Anyway, it is indie time. What have you been up to indie wise the last couple of weeks, man? You've been working on a project, actually.
I've been working on several projects. I've lost count. I'm working on some trading cards. Some of them had just got released for an event. Miss Debbie Combs, a black and white trading card. I made one for WWF's first female referee. So I just finished that. So those are coming out courtesy of Damage 365 Productions. They're having some signing events, so check those out. I actually got to do some video editing earlier today, working on some of our clips, seeing if we can get those sent out a little quicker. So that was fun. Learned some stuff today. Let's see what else I got going on. Working on t-shirts. And just trying to get the calendar set up coming up because our calendar is getting full up, and April's going to be a crazy month for the stuff. Unless there's something specific you're trying to remind me of, and I totally blanked out because I've just been working on stuff.
No, you did everything I needed you. You talked about everything I wanted you to talk about. You did great there. Because you didn't go to a show last weekend, right?
No, I've been up here in PA for about 2 weeks now. So week 2 would be another third week. So I'll be a bit before back in the good old Carolinas,
right?
In a bit.
No, you covered exactly what I wanted you to talk about because I wanted you to talk about what you had done the last couple of weeks before I talked about what I did this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can cover what's coming up. That's the way we do things. But so
structure, who knew?
Yeah, structure, who knew? Planning and zoning. Planning and zoning. This area is for loading and unloading only. No parking.
And it's a lot of crap.
It is. It's a lot of crap to unpackage. But anyway, look, bro, what I've got going on and what we've been dealing with lately is this past weekend, and I'm waiting for the videos so I can get everything, out there for the audience so they get to see it all as well. There's we did a Comic-Con over the weekend. XWW and Cosplay Wrestling Alliance was at Matthews Comic-Con in Matthews, North Carolina. Well, after the Comic-Con, I drove with my pack of children with me. We went all the way up to Newton Conover, North Carolina, to Ring of Fire Wrestling. And what was wild was this music started playing. And the champ's already in the ring. The heavyweight champion's already in the ring. And all of a sudden, some music started playing. And wouldn't you know, the song is called Give Me Back My Life. That's what the name of the song was. Very peculiar song. Very good song. If you haven't heard it, you need to. Because out walks the new Ring of Fire commissioner, this guy.
What?
Right. So
I heard you say commissioner earlier. I'm like, what's he talking about?
Here's what happened. Ring of Fire's been going through a resurgence. They've been picking up. They've been doing more advertisements. They've been bringing in different talent. Well, all of a sudden, they had a huge announcement come in, and they wanted it done. They wanted to bring me in just literally to present a contract signing. Now, I know what you're thinking. A contract signing. They bring you in for a contract signing. Yeah,
that's exactly a contract signing. I thought, you're announcing it. It was a ceremonial type of deal. What's?
No, yeah. I showed up. I had the contract in a binder. Myself and Scotty Brooks had a nice conversation because Mr. Spotlight Scotty Brooks is the Ring of Fire heavyweight champion at the time. So Scotty then goes on to tell me, hey man, listen, we've got some serious shit going down, and we got to get all these things in the line, and I've got to get somebody to sign this deal. Okay, no problem, Scotty. I'm working on it. So,
Did you read the fine print before you signed it?
did I read the fine print? No, I never read contracts. I just sign them and take the checks and go to the bank. I'm that dude who does a movie and then says, "Wait, there was a script." That's me. So what I'm doing currently is I'm going to grab a couple of items. This one right here is the one that I'm gonna go ahead and say. Why was Ron there? Why is the Saint the new commissioner? Well, because Frankie Kazarian, Scotty Brooks is happening June
Hold
the
on, what?
1st. Yep.
Wait, we talked about this last week.
Yeah, it's happening. The commish showed up with the contract in hand. We'll have the video for it. As soon as I get the video for it, I'll be sure to get it out there to everybody. But I showed up, contract in hand, stogies in my pocket and everything, bro. I have my cigars in my pocket. I have the contract in my hand.
So it's official. You're dropping the cheesemaker right now.
Dropping the cheesemaker right now. This is a thing. This isn't going to be a thing. This is a thing. Look. Happening June the 1st at the Neil Clark Rec Center in Hickory, North Carolina. Ring of Fire Wrestling, Champions of Fire 2. Frankie Kazarian challenging Spotlight Scotty Brooks. So the TNA legend himself challenging Scotty Brooks.
How'd you pull that off?
How did I pull this off? Well, they called me. Ring of Fire called me. And that's why I was like, well, you know what? I guess this is as good a time as any to reach out, go somewhere, do something else. Go be in another place. So, lo and behold, that's just where I happened to show up. I told everybody that morning. And I told everybody earlier in the week. I made it abundantly clear. I'm going to show up at a show Saturday night, but I'm not going to tell you where. Most people...
You did say that. You did say that.
You want to know where most people thought I was? That most people thought I was at NAWA because of my affiliation with some of their players. Some people thought I was further up in North Carolina at another show because of my affiliation with some of their players. People showed up to this show and they were like, wait, whoa, we picked the right one. They picked the right show because I was there. That's how it went down. So I got the ring with Scotty Brooks. Him and I talked for a few minutes. He said, why did they hire a midget Tony Stark? Well, they hired a midget Tony Stark to, he was great at making a team, wasn't he? He really was good at forming a good team. And you needed to get some of the circus out of the backstage you got going on here. So they called me.
I mean, he did fund the team as well. I think so.
But, yeah. Well, it's kind of like me for here. I just pay for all the cool shit and give us a great name. So there we go. I just pay for the cool shit and give us a good name. That's, it's good. Anyway.
Wow, Ron. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You kept this under wraps even for me, because usually you like to tell me everything that's going on.
No, I didn't tell anybody anything.
Nice.
I did good with this one. Yeah.
You did.
Yep. But I'm also, they've given me this flyer. I'm waiting on the next one for the next show. They got a show coming up in April as well. But I have, we, sir, have formed a working relationship with Ring of Fire Wrestling. So, there's that to keep in mind.
So I should keep my dates open, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm not sure what all you're going to be able to do, but yeah, definitely. Well, I could, you know what? Hold on. Can you pour a good drink?
If I get rum, tequila.
I got a good, I got a really good bourbon up there. but it's a very expensive bottle, and I don't
I
want
used
it
to be a
wasted.
bartender. Yeah, I
You
could
were a
do it.
Oh, dude,
I was a
perfect,
bartender
perfect. Okay,
and
well,
a
listen,
barista.
I want my coffee in the morning, but you're not around for this, so don't worry about that. Listen, no, I want like 3 or 4 good sized ice cubes in a glass and my bourbon in there, but I got a great bottle of bourbon up here, right on top of that speaker. Right, it's
That
on the
yeah,
left. It's on the left. Okay, it's on the left. That's a very expensive bottle of bourbon. I don't no spilly, no nothing. So if you can
bring it
pour a
up. Bring
good
a couple
drink,
of bring a couple of stogies, and I see what I can do. See what I can do. What
okay,
else we got going on? Because that apparently, I guess our calendar's filling up.
yeah, things are getting ridiculous. This weekend alone, man, is going to be freaking nuts. Because this weekend, your boy can be found. That's right, me. I can be found tomorrow night, Waxhaw, North Carolina, Extreme Warfare. This is a Roku live TV taping. Food truck will be there. I'm hoping it's jalapenos because, man, if I can get my Cubano on, motherfucker, please. Last time we was out there, bro, there was like 300 people in the crowd. Lively as hell. Free admission bar show. Bar show. Bar shows are a blast.
They're the best, man. They're the
Dude,
best.
it really is hard to beat a bar show. It's hard to beat. It really is hard to beat, dude. I love a good bar show. I've got to go buy new shoes tomorrow, apparently, before this show, because these bitches got holes in them. They ain't gonna be no count tomorrow. Anyway, so that's tomorrow night. Then we got Saturday. This is earlier in the day. 4 p.m. King Canary Brewing, Mooresville, North Carolina. See, look, getting closer to you. Getting closer to that state line up there.
Moving up.
Moving on up in the world. Check us out. St. Patrick's Day Bash. That's XWW. Free admission. Show starts at 4. King Canary Brewing, Mooresville. Another fun event. I can't wait for that. 2 days in a row with XWW.
And on St. Patty's Days, those shows are crazy. Let me tell you, there's gonna be a lot of green beer all over the place, guaranteed.
Oh my God. But we had a blast over the weekend at Comic-Con. I'm trying to make sure I got. Oh, that's that one, the same one. And I got 2 more coming up. Oh, we have a person who just popped into backstage. Hang tight, folks. It's Spotlight. Scotty Brooks, what's up, man?
Scotty,
What's going on there? Let's see, Saint. We got Draven. Now we got the Spotlight guys. I got asked last second to come on here, but
Yeah,
glad to be here, man. I had to rush to get everything ready.
you're good.
it's all right.
Well,
It looks like you're already partying, got ready to go here, got your stogie going.
Well, tonight we're also drinking a little bit. This is Old Smoky's
Oh,
Buckeye
Smoky! I
Moonshine.
love Old Smoky. Good old Smoky. Have you had their pickle? They had a pickle. moonshine.
Absolutely, the pickles are great. The pineapples are to die for,
Mm-hmm.
and the cherries make the old fashions even better.
Nice. Oh, keep that in mind.
okay. I like a good old school maraschino cherry. I'm not gonna lie to that. But anyway,
Yeah, well, but whenever they've got a 100 proof liquor in them, that makes them even better.
well, yeah.
Agreed.
We used to get white lightnings from the West Virginia hillbilly, and get
Yeah.
that shit, and then soak the cherries in that shit. Yeah, boy,
Yeah.
that was like,
Yeah, I'm over here sounding like LA Knight right now. Yeah,
yeah. Especially the only time you don't want to eat too many of them fuckers when you're on the boat. God damn, what
Yeah,
a
they catch up. They catch
Oh,
up.
my
on you
God.
real quick.
Oh, yeah, they really do.
But but you could get sick everywhere and nobody knows because it's in the boat. It's out in the water.
Yeah,
Like
true.
it doesn't
True that.
matter. It's just hotter than shit.
yeah. I've done that before
Yep.
in my
So-
younger days.
I think there's a picture of me on Facebook passed out like this with my hat covering my face. We have been out crabbing and drinking.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
So
man, look,
you got to be
oh.
on the surprise that Ron just dropped here. Everything is finalized. You got the contract. You must be excited. You got to,
Man, listen, I'm excited to stand across the ring from in my opinion, one of the top 25 ring generals to ever step foot in the ring. However, what I will say is don't underestimate me, Frankie. We'll go ahead and say that. Don't underestimate me because there's a reason I am the spotlight. And I'm, I've been getting a little bit of a moniker lately that I'm not going to share here because some people in Ring of Fire might say I have an ego. But, I keep getting told that, I'm one of the best in the Carolinas and I'm one of the best that the Carolinas has to offer. I'm humble. I think there are people out there that are better than me in a lot of ways, but I'm going to give Frankie more than he's ever bargained for this match. In the words of one of my favorite performers of all time, I will give you a show like you have never seen before. Why? Because I can.
I believe it. You hyped me up the last time, and wow, the fact that Ron, you pulled this off. You pulled it off, man. Good work.
This is
kudos to you, sir.
That's how you work. If people didn't understand, that's how you work.
Well, what's really crazy is I didn't know they were hiring Tony Stark's midget to be the commissioner of Ring of Fire that night.
Yeah.
I love it.
Did you know that I was coming back for the April show?
No. Well, I didn't. I just found that out myself.
Oh, well, see,
just now.
Well, you remember you and that blonde twat walking around out there who was talking shit to you. You remember right after you and I were done, and I got out the ring, and I went and hung out with the fans. That's the other thing.
Right.
I was like, hey, dude, I'm a man of the people. You take this microphone, I'm going in the crowd. And I went and hung out with the crowd. Well, I get out the ring, in walks this doofus, this blonde-haired twat waffle. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he
Trey Chaos, listen.
Yeah, Chaos.
Let's be honest. Trey Chaos is, listen, I'm not going to take anything from anybody as far as anybody that wants to step foot into the squared circle. They've already done more than what most people would even think about doing in their lives. However, do he and I see eye to eye on anything? 99.9% of the time, absolutely not. But he is a hell of a competitor. He does like to bend and break the rules a lot. And his manager, Gina, you got to watch out for her because she's got a set of nails. She reminds me of Scary Sherry or Sensational Sherry from back in the day.
Well, we actually took care of that. So
yeah, that's right.
Those two are having a back and forth, and all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, I've got my clipboard here, and I'm the commissioner. So I walk back out of the crowd and walk down there, and Chaos is like, what do you want? And I was like, and it's not about what I want. It's about what they want, and I've got the crowd behind me. It's what the crowd wants because he made the remark that he could do it without her. And then it went back and forth. All of a sudden, I was like, we'll leave it to the crowd to decide. Does he go without his manager, or is there absolutely no outside interference? And we checked with him back and forth. The final answer is no outside interference. It's written in the book. And I signed the book, so it's done deal.
That's right. So we'll see how things go. I'm actually interested to see who his opponent will be. We'll start getting that hyped up soon. As soon as we find out who his opponent is, then we will, I'm going to really start prepping, for the last 5 days, since Kazarian, actually since last week, since Kazarian made his, little remarks on TikTok and Facebook and all those places. I've been hitting the gym twice a day. I'm getting my cardio up. Frankie, you're in for a fight. You're in for the fight of your life. I mean, I no, am I Kurt Angle? No. Am I Shawn Michaels? No, I wish I was. I mean, am I Bret Hart? No, I'm Spotlight Scotty Brooks. And, you'll find out why spotlights only see me and I only see spotlights.
There you go, man.
Man, this is going to be a fun match. And this is going to be pretty much you set for the next show coming up, right?
Well, no.
Yeah,
we've got there's a show in April, and then that one's in June, right?
Yeah. We're going to go April 20th, 420, haha. And then June 1st at the Neil Clark Rec Center. Now, a really fun fact about the show on April 20th at the Highland Rec Center in Hickory, North Carolina. This is the first show that has ever had wrestling involved with it. Ever at that rec center. So this will be a test bed to see if they want to if they ever want to run wrestling. Another fun fact, Ring of Fire and a couple of other promotions have reached out in my hometown, Marion, North Carolina, to run. I don't know if you guys remember when Tim Toller first started up here, it was called RWA. So back in the old days, you want to talk about an amazing card. You had, good Lord, you had Derek Driver and Myrick Moore and Cash Wheeler, who was going by Stephen Walters at the time.
Yep.
And Gunner, TNA, going by Phil Shatter. Michael Judas would come up. Chemo would come up. I mean, these were everyday deals. John Schuyler was on all these matches. I mean, we had a who's who back in the day, and how I was in the sub-main and main event picture, I will never know. But, these guys were phenomenal. I'm glad to see all of them have had success. If we go outside of wrestling, we've all had success in our lives, and it's a pretty cool little fraternity. But Ring of Fire and a couple of other promotions have been reaching out, and we might have found a building up there for a couple of promotions that I will be associated with. It's something to check into because Marion, North Carolina is a hotbed for wrestling. It goes back to the 70s whenever the NWA used to come here and do TV tapings in the old high school.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah, I remember my dad telling me whenever I go to middle school, back in those days, it was junior high, and we still had ninth grade housed at a junior high, and I would stand in the gym playing basketball, and I would think, man, Ric Flair actually probably stood right where I'm standing right now.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. So, Ric Flair at half court locked up. Well, I know one of the matches that happened in the late 70s was Flair versus Steamboat.
Wow.
I found an old poster of that. I wish I would have bought it.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
Yeah. A lot of people forget that Flair and Steamboat, by the time they had locked up in the 80s, had already wrestled a whole complete program in the late 70s, early 80s before Flair got the belt. And they used to tour all around the mid-Atlantic. And, just thinking about some of these old places they went, it's nostalgic. But anyways, let's get back to the topic at hand. Frankie Kazarian, my man, I love you, but I did not like you saying, I'll be your Huckleberry. Like I said the last time I was on, I said, say when. Well, we found out when. So, if you want to keep going down the road of Tombstone, listen, you might be Doc Holliday, but I'm Wyatt Earp, and this is my town, big dog.
There it is. Dang.
Yeah. April 20th for the next Ring of Fire wrestling show, and June the 1st, Frankie Kazarian, Scotty Brooks, Ring of Fire wrestling heavyweight title.
Hey, if any, I would like to open this up. If we've got some time, I would like to open it up. If anybody's got any questions, maybe we have some fun with that. If anybody that's live right now wants to ask a question about this,
we got a couple of viewers. May have some questions for you.
Yeah, we got a few viewers. I'm going to give me a few minutes. I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna go outside actually. So. Give me a few minutes and I'll be right back. But yeah, if somebody answers, we'll do that. And if not, hey, David, you got control over the switches over here, right? You know how to press the buttons to load the pictures?
I know how to push the buttons.
Oh,
what pictures am I?
The last time he did this, he went down and we didn't see him for like 10 minutes.
I think that's normally what happens when he goes down.
Oh. Touche, sir. Touche. But does he get the job done? That's the question.
I haven't had any complaints yet.
That doesn't mean they haven't wrote a sticky note.
So you, man, you just kind of put that in perspective. Like going and having a show, working a show where wrestling history has happened before. It's an experience. It's gotta feel like you're in wrestling church, so to speak, to be in the presence of history like that.
Yeah, probably one of my coolest memories is in 2005. I was working a show in Spindale, and it was at the Spindale House in Spindale, North Carolina. Now that was also a place that the NWA used to do old school NWA tapings, in the '80s. And on the card is the Stein. Let's see, it was Rick Steiner and Lex Luger versus Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton of the Midnight Express. And then Tully Blanchard was a special guest referee, and Ricky Steamboat came out from out of nowhere. I was working the match. I was working the show, and I didn't even know Steamboat was there.
Wow.
He was like just a surprise guest. I mean, it was freaking phenomenal. And I'm marked out. Here I am, fresh out of the Army, 200, not even 200 pounds soaking wet, probably about 170, just breaking into the business. Tom Pritchard and Les Thatcher were doing a seminar at the time with Maestro and Tully and all these guys, and Barbarian's on the card. Maestro and Barb have worked earlier that night. I mean, it was just a star-studded card. I mean, I was just happy to be there.
That's awesome. And wow.
As saying that, also being in the place we were in, I mean, to me, I felt like at that time, I felt like I was in Madison Square Garden working WrestleMania.
Yeah, you around all those veterans, that star power. You said you marked out. Anybody would have marked out. You're in front of these guys that you looked up to. Now you get to sit down and learn from them and kind of pick their brain. That must have been incredible.
I learned one of the things that I learned during the seminar is whenever you're a heel, I thought this was one of the greatest things. Not giving away too much of the craft, but you're sitting there, you're working. And Tully and I think it was Tully and Tom. Yeah, it's Tully and Tom Pritchard. They locked up just to show us what to do. And, and every time we saw Tully do something and try to get away, and then Tully do something and get away. And he turned to me and he said, I'll never forget this. He looked me right dead in the eyes. He said, "Hey kid, remember one thing, nobody likes a chicken shit," which I absolutely loved. And then he turned around and he said, "Now here's the second thing you want to learn is if I piss you off enough, you know what you'll do? You'll pay money to see me get my ass beat." And now if you look back, even in mixed martial arts, you look back at, because they've taken the WWE approach. Look at Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz. Look at Floyd Mayweather. I mean, they're all cutting wrestling promos. Muhammad Ali learned from Gorgeous George. That was probably one of the coolest things I ever watched a video. They said Muhammad Ali would be at the Louisville Gardens in the 50s, 60s, and 70s almost all the time, and he'd be watching and he would listen to the Gorgeous George lines during a promo and then turn around and some of those lines were what he used that became famous.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I mean, when people say
you mentioned who some of these legends that you pretty much worked around with. How long have you been in the business? How long have you been doing this for?
My first match was December the 2nd of 2002. And my first match was a triple threat match against some guys that we all got trained. We ran with a little mud show promotion up here. They meant well, but all they really taught us how to do was bump. We had better psychology coming from the backyard than they did when we started out. And we already knew how to work a triple threat, how to do things the right way, we punched better than they did coming out of the backyard at 18, 19 years old. Yeah.
So they must have been just kind of like, oh, who are these young bucks coming in? And
well, I'll tell you this, you're going to laugh when I tell you, Saint said, bring him in, by the way.
Yeah, I just saw.
And one of the coolest things. What's up there, Mr. Saint? One of the coolest things about that was that same night, Cash Wheeler had his first match.
Oh shit!
And he wrestled his best friend, who got out of the business a short time later. But Cash, at the age of 16, was just like, heck, I'll just run down to NWA Wildside and I'll just see if I can get on the card. Like, he had the only person that had as much guts as him was me. And by that time, I was trying to venture out and go to, this is back whenever it was a big deal, was APW in Spartanburg, back whenever Mickey Richards was there, Jay Eagle was still on top, a lot of the guys that, that was back whenever they were getting Ricky Morton every other week, and Buddy Landell and all these guys. So,
they're doing big stuff down there again now.
They really are. I mean, but I'm talking about back, and I'm talking about when it was American Pro Wrestling. Now, listen, AJ Frost has taken that promotion to an entirely different level, and I've known AJ for a long time, and I'm very proud of him. And I think what AJ's doing is freaking phenomenal. So,
well, there's more to that story too. A lot of people are talking about AJ this and AJ that. You realize that there's a money man behind this, right?
Listen, here's what I'm going to say about that. Good for him. Good for him. Because, I've noticed since the announcement of Kazarian and me, the haters have really come out on me in the locker room.
They have.
There's it's jealousy. It's pure jealousy. It's one of those things. It's like I said, a lot of people don't understand how this match came to be more than anything. The work side of it is great, but the shoot side of it is, this is what I do for a living right here, Aladino Cigars, right? I've been talking with Kazarian for the last 2 years about working with him and Cody Rhodes. And then I just asked him a while back, what would it take? And I just waited for the right promotion that would book the match. Mm-hmm. Because I knew that if I booked that match, it would be a huge deal. When's the last time Kazarian's been to the Carolinas? Whenever TNA was here back in 2009?
It's been a while. Other than making appearances, maybe.
Yeah. So, maybe at WrestleCade or something like that. But I mean, this to me, I've always, you think TNA wrestling, one of the first things you think of is the X division.
Yep.
And one of the first people that you come to, you get AJ Styles, Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels. And Elix Skipper's Hurricane Rana off the top of the cage. Or whatever that was.
The X off the X.
Yep. That was,
he did off the cage. Yep. He did off the cage ever on the side. Yep.
Yep. And, you think about those things. I mean, I remember watching that going, I will never do that shit.
I think Elix Skipper's going to be at that party I'm going to in June, bro.
Dude, that'll be so much fun.
Really?
Yeah, I think Elix Skipper's going to be there.
If I'm not booked or I don't have anything else planned work-wise, I might ride with you on that, Ron, if you've got an extra seat in the car.
I might have extra seat, but you're going to have to get your own room.
I'd take care of that. I ain't worried.
It's a 2.
I ain't worried. I've got enough Marriott points right now. I'm not worried about that, buddy.
Right on. If that's the case, I know where I'm staying.
Yeah. So,
don't worry, Scotty. Your vehicle and everything in it will be well protected here by the fleet. You're good.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. That's the last thing I'm worried about. I got insurance on that thing.
I live in a compound.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
The beginning of this got more guns than the local PD.
I mean, that's pretty awesome. I mean, I'm down. Yep. But I just don't understand it either. It seems like anytime anyone does great in this business or does good. Now, I will say this. There are some things that I've done in the back to kind of maybe ag a little crap on, but, also a lot of people get turned off by big personalities, and I have a big personality. I'll be the first one to tell you that. But at the same time, once you get to know me, as Ron has taken the chance to do, I'm actually I like to say I'm a pretty good guy. I'm actually pretty fun, and believe it or not, I'm actually pretty chill.
Yeah. Scotty versus who Scotty's really, is not the same. It's kind of like I was explaining that earlier.
You were saying earlier. You were just saying that earlier.
I said this earlier. Ron at work versus Ron working your show versus commentary, ring announcer, commissioner. I'm a different person every time, and you got to be. I'm a different person with my kids. I'm a different person, whenever. That's how. You can't be the same because you can't cut a wrestling promo at work.
No, you can't. I do. I get asked to at work. It's really funny. Whenever I come in, I always revert back to an old Dusty Rhodes. I'm the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour. That and superstar Billy Graham. But at the same time, I've just never understood that part of the business. I could understand it if this is what we were doing for a full-time living, and you're taking a spot from me, and that's more money off my table that I use to feed my children.
Right.
But the amount of, I just don't like him just because I think he's got an ego or this. Okay, that means you're insecure with yourself.
Oh yeah, there's always going to be that too, man. You're always going to have to deal with that shit. I'm trying to find a place to put this phone down at, and there's just not here because I need both my hands. I have a cigar in one and a beer in the other.
Well, I mean, that's whenever you just put them both in the same hand, and
I don't feel like doing that.
Yeah, well, see, and it's a difference of opinion. Now, if I was a complete jerk, I'd say you have an ego, and I don't. I think the way you do things is completely uncalled for.
Well, but I've been told that since I got in, and that I was overstepping my bounds. I'm like, if somebody asks me a fucking question and nobody else is around to answer it, I'm going to be the one to go, just do this and we'll call it good. If you get in trouble, I'll take the hit. I don't care because it is what it is. Now, what's been funny has been, and I'm not going to pull the curtain back, but so far, it's, I don't know how we're going to do this. Can you do this? Are you comfortable with doing that?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
This will be fucking great here. Do this. And pop of the night, moment of the night, right here. It came off of my fucking head.
I intentionally tell people, so I do an Arnold Schwarzenegger trick. You ever watch Pumping Iron?
No.
So if you watch Pumping Iron, there's a scene where Arnold says this young bodybuilder walks up to him and says, can you give me some ideas for posing? And he says, yeah, everybody in America is yelling when they pose at the top of their lungs. He's like, so, you hit the pose and you go, ah, like that. And he said he watched this kid go out, and he was like, they literally tried to cart him off because they thought he had mental problems. And it was Arnold playing a rib on the poor guy. So sometimes people will walk up to me and they'll say, what do you think about this? And, most of the time, like if it's somebody I think can actually work through the bullshit, I'll tell them something completely wrong just to see if they're stupid enough to go out and do that.
Have you ever done that and actually got over?
No, because I tell them stuff that's just completely absurd. And I've seen probably about 50% of the time, people will go out there and they will do it. Now, I mean, if you come to me seriously and it's a big deal, no, I'm not going to review. I'm going to tell you, no, do this. My biggest thing is, does it make sense? Psychology is everything within this business, and it is a lost art. I watched a match not long ago where I was booked, and they did spot after spot after spot after spot after spot after spot, and it made no sense. Oh, it got a pop from the crowd, but by the time they did all those spots, when the conclusion of the match came, the crowd was popped out.
Right.
They were tired.
I think it was either my first or second time actually being a ring announcer. One of the production staff was like, hey, what are we playing for music for the very beginning of the show? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. And all of a sudden I'm like, you got to ask somebody in charge. And they were like, well, what do we play then? And I
off the top of my head, I said, "Hey, go grab Creed What If, but get the version from the Scream album, the Scream soundtrack."
That's a
And they
good version, and I'm not a
and
big
they were
Creed fan.
and they were like, "Why?" I was like, Three Strikes is the name of the show. Three strikes counts in bowling. Three strikes counts in baseball, or three strikes counts in murder, which Scream murder. And there's a murder. It's a murder scene. Remember the very beginning? It's
Yeah,
a murder scene. So
absolutely.
the very beginning of that song was a murder excerpt, and I'm like, it makes sense to me. Do it. I walked out, and there was like a third of the crowd fucking singing the song. I'm like, I think I made a good decision.
There you go. Yeah.
It was just random as fuck. Plus, I love the song, so I was like, we
Well,
still can walk
yeah,
out to this.
that's the other thing like that I like to do in my matches is, listen to the crowd. I love listening to the crowd. If the crowd isn't there, it doesn't matter what you've got planned. If it's not over, it's not going to work.
Truly.
And so you go out there, you might have 5,000 Hurricane Ranas and this planned out, but if the crowd's already seen 12 Hurricane Ranas in the match before, what do you need to do another one for?
Right.
So that if somebody done 5 drop kicks in a match in the second match and you're in the main event, I don't think you need a drop kick because it's not going to get the same amount of oomph behind it with the crowd.
It's not.
That's kind of like.
Well, it sounds like we're getting into seminar territory at this point.
Well, 1 second, and then we'll move into our next segment. But that's like when you and I were out there on Saturday night. The crowd was having fun with that. They were laughing and having a good time, and they thought it was cool. And the reason I called old boy a twat waffle, Trey, right? Trey's his name.
Yeah.
I got to learn everybody's name. It's a new company. I got to learn everybody's name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get used to all the players. But I can already tell he was a problem child. I could tell that, from.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, he's
that's why I called him a twat waffle, was just because I'm walking to the crowd to hang out with the people, and here you are going to come and steal my thunder. Like, bro, we just announced a huge match. Contract signed.
Yeah, what the hell? What the hell?
I'm going to hang with the crowd. I'm a man of the people, going to be with the people, and you want to come out flapping your gums. Come on.
I'm actually interested to see who his partner will be. I can't wait to make one of them go to sleep or hit them with an elbow drop from the top.
Oh, well, don't worry, because we signed the agreement on no outside interference. I got something special planned for Gina. And
I got to feel.
She knows it. I hope
she does too. I hope she does too, because that will be. I'm interested to know what that is, but I don't want to spoil a surprise.
Okay, so here's what we can do. After the show, I'll give you a shout and I'll tell you exactly what we're going to do. David, if you're in the region in April, you might want to come down. I might need a bartender.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a good. That sounds like a fun night. That sounds like a fun night.
That may be what we do. But Scott,
now the big thing is, David, you're coming on June 1st, right? You got to be down here for Kazarian.
I think I'm booked somewhere. Honestly,
my God, you're killing me.
Yeah,
you're killing me, Smalls. We just signed a big sponsorship agreement today with McDowell Tire, and they're bringing a contingency, I think, of 12 people with their sponsorship package.
Oh, nice.
To the show. So I'm very excited to announce that they are on board with us, with Ring of Fire for the show, as is McDaniel Insurance Agency, and the Cigar Hut of Hickory, North Carolina has also joined. They joined yesterday.
There we go. Well, David, you and I got to talk about the contest that we're running. We're giving away 4 tickets to a show in September. And we sponsored a show in September. Yeah. We're the sponsorship for Pro Wrestling Union and Bubba Amick Promotions Parade of Champions happening down in Lexington, South Carolina. So we've got to announce how the contest works and what you got to do to be able to enter the contest, and how folks can win said contest. Yeah, that one. There are sponsorship
This one right
opportunities
here?
available. Well, yes, that's just a flyer. Yes, there's Chase Emery, Landon Hale, Drew Hood, and AJ Kazana. There are potentially a lot. There is a lot more names for this, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Jared's going to be there. We're going to have a whole bunch of people there. I have seen the poster. I am not allowed to give you the poster. I am not allowed to give you the poster yet.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Some things, it's the wrestling business. Some things are better just kept in the dark for now.
I respect it. I respect it.
But kind of like the Saint right now.
Yeah, I'm in the dark. It's nice out, man. It's beautiful out here.
It is. It's beautiful tonight. It really is.
I'm sitting out here in my old Tony Soprano leather jacket.
I thought you were going to say Tony Stewart NASCAR jacket.
No, definitely not. I haven't watched NASCAR since Mark Martin stopped driving the Valvoline car.
Well, he ran the Viagra car for a little while,
Yeah, I know. I didn't watch it.
He was always running hard.
I heard it was a little stiff.
Yeah. I also heard that a lot of times he was running tight at the beginning of the race, and then by the end he was running loose.
Yeah. That's normally how it happens. Now, the last ever memory I have of NASCAR, I was working in Virginia, and they were talking about it on the radio. And they said the driver of the Best Buy Ford, and I'm like, hey, that's my pick. That guy, whoever it is, Best Buy and Ford. I like both of those companies. That's my new driver. It was Matt Kenseth, and that was the year he won the Daytona 500.
Wow.
That's epic right there. That's pretty epic.
I was like, hey, I picked the winner based off of brands I like. You guys can suck.
That's pretty epic right there. That's pretty awesome. That's fun.
But Scotty, thank you so much for being here, man. I appreciate it.
Always, man. Always. Anytime. I literally was sitting here watching TV whenever I got the call, so I'm in.
Yep. We got you slated. We want to know about the card for 420. We want to know about that card.
Well, I might be a little high.
That card might be a rolling paper.
On the card. It might be high on the card.
We'll talk about that card a couple of days, probably the Tuesday before our Thursday show, and then Saturday will be that show.
Sounds good.
That Tuesday, and then we're also already got you on the books for Tuesday before June 1st as well.
Okay.
To promote that show again. Because
it sounds great.
I have a Wednesday coming up that Wednesday as well, because we have to promote another show that's also on June 1st.
Sounds great. I look forward to seeing David. I look forward to seeing you. I can always call and sabotage that booking for June 1st. I'm kidding. That you want to, you're going to have that guy. What a piece of shit. No, I'm just playing. You sure you want him? I hear he does. I hear he's on a couple of lists run by the state that says he's not supposed to be here.
Wow.
Oh my!
Just God. Because the last name is Escobar.
Yeah, there you go, Pablo.
Yeah, you did it yourself this time, genius.
Estacado.
I did do that this time. Estacado, Escobar. God. It's all the same thing.
Yeah, I can't read it. It's that small on my phone, and I have 20/10 vision. Jesus. All right, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thanks,
Scott. It's always a pleasure. Always a party when you're on here, man. Jeffrey got to hang out, and I'll be in touch because I got some ideas for you regarding some stuff coming up.
Smoke Aladino, guys. Smoke Aladino.
I already sent him a match idea for a match I want to see with him.
I'm down.
You want to know who I want to see Scotty go up against? Is Sean Cruz. Yes, 2 old war dogs, boy, going at it.
That would be a fun match.
Yes, it would. I want to see it. There are certain matches I want to see. That's one. I want to see Bebop and Saeed Al Sabah go at it.
That sounds like a good one.
man, I've got a ton of them rolling around in the old cranium, and right now, the cranium's out to lunch.
Well,
Yeah,
what
'cause I'm
what
about
was
to
it
check
like?
out. I'm not gonna lie.
Where was it? Saturday night. It wasn't out to lunch. Was it out to dinner too?
Yeah, probably.
Well, I guess somebody got avenged that night.
They sure did. They sure did.
They did. All right, guys. I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Thank you
I always
much.
have fun being here. Thank you.
Hell yeah. David, you gotta click the buttons.
I'm doing the thing.
I,
There he goes. That guy's always a hoot. Always
He's
a riot.
great. I love his energy. He's always just. I don't really know the word I'm looking for. Like he's always not free, but he's always so welcoming and so just upbeat.
Dude, the wrestling business is a shit business. I'm happy to have positive people around me. I'm whether you like it or not, there's a reason I work for everybody I work for, and that's because it's positivity. It really is. When I work for any promotion now, it's a positive environment. I don't deal with shit shows. I don't deal with the dramas. I don't deal with none of the bullshit. It's all about the positivity and uplifting. And we're all here for a reason, folks. Everybody who doesn't know it, you're gonna know it now. I'm here because I want the show to be better. And if I don't go out there and do the best that I can, I don't need to be here. I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
So
Same.
when the day comes, because the day will come, that day will definitely come when I'm not able to do it any longer. When that happens, send my ass down the road. I don't need to be here. Look, my beer's gone and my cigar's gone, so I'm gonna switch back. I'll be in just a minute. Go ahead and get started with the what we got coming up, and I'll be.
I
right
thought we
there.
did. I thought we called it. I was ready to go.
Did we? If we already
Yeah.
called it, then I'm good. Well, no, go through some of the stuff we got coming up for the future, because I know we got more coming up for the future. We already covered this weekend. Everybody knows to be at XWW both days. You come out to Waxhaw tomorrow night, and you come out to Mooresville on Saturday. What else you got? You're over there trying to read them. Just throw the flyers up so we can just click through. Well, we got Wrestling Road Stories. That's another sponsor for the Pro Wrestling Union Parade of Champions. Be sure to check them out and subscribe. They've got some cool shows. They really do. Their content's solid. This has been moved to September. Stranglehold Championship Wrestling. I will be at the Birthday of Champions, which is going to be a blast. If you want to meet me or you want to meet any of these legends, you got Sabu, you've got Princess Victoria, Half a Demolition, and Sergeant. Wait,
many more. And
Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker. Buddy Lee Parker, not Slaughter. Buddy Lee Parker.
Well, Slaughter. Well, last we talked, you said Slaughter was going to be there.
Well, no, we didn't.
What?
That ain't been released.
Am I wrong?
If the graphic ain't released, it ain't there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, then I'll keep
Why are
quiet.
you talking things?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do know we're getting a grudge match for an open title, actually, for Stranglehold, and that's going to be between Brino Royce and Luca Daniels. I found that out today.
Really?
Or yesterday. Yeah, he dropped the graphic on it. I'm like, holy shit, we're getting a title at an arcade? This is going to be great. You can take my my mug down because I'm here too. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's June 1st. Santana Jackson's going to be there. There's a ton of names been announced for this show. Norton Lewis Memorial Show. Randy Wayne coming to South Carolina. Merck coming in. There's a ton of talent.
Lodi coming in. So wait, are you going to be at this show or at the other show?
I'm going to be at this show. I was already locked into this one. I signed my agreement for all AWL events in 2023. So in 2023, I was booked for the year until 2025. So I was already signed for them for the year, just like I was already signed for XWW for the year. Everybody else is, wherever I can, if I'm available and they need somebody, I'm there. But Lodi's going to be there. It's going to be an awesome show.
All right. I do have a show.
This is you.
On the 27th. Quest for Gold, Part 2, The Next Level. So this I guess remained the same. I thought it was going to change, but we're going to be part due back in Northern Virginia at the Boys and Girls Club in Manassas, Virginia. Coming back, Intense Action Wrestling coming back to the DMV. Be there live April 27th.
And it's the Matthews Cup coming Saturday, April 20th. I'm already booked on April 20th as well. Wow. Well, I will be double shotting that day then.
Yep.
April 12th, we got Wrestle Revolution. Alexander Kane from MLW is coming and going up against Cam Jackson. Dude, are they trying to kill Cam?
That's going to be a crazy matchup.
Are they trying to kill my guy?
April 7th, come and join the festivities. Hosted by Cam Jackson as he holds a WrestleMania party. Hosted by Cam Jansen and Mr. Manny Mac and Jack Wiley. Win some prizes, come hang out, food and drink specials. WrestleMania starts at 7 p.m. It's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. Come and hang out. It'll be a good time. Cam knows how to throw a party.
Oh, dude. Manny Mac's going to be there. Matthews Battle of the Belts. April 6th. That's coming up sooner rather than later. Why are you going backwards through these, bro?
Well, this is the direction we're going. Everything else below that is stuff that I don't need. And I already talked about.
Well, yeah. So I have it from top to bottom order. But it's okay.
I was going in reverse.
Yeah,
put it in reverse, Terry.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Put it in reverse, Terry. Don't forget as well this weekend, there's another show coming up. If you are in the area, be sure you go and check out. Where's the main flyer for this one at? It's supposed to be there, but it's not there anymore. Either way, this weekend, ICE has a show. It's Integrity Championship Wrestling. 1 year anniversary, new year, new fight. That's March 16th. Plenty of stellar entertainments. This is 7 p.m. bell time. Priscilla King Arena in Lumberton,
North Carolina. It's going to be an awesome matchup. Lots of firsts. That's not even the entire card from what I heard, too. So lots of breaking news last night. If you weren't here last night watching what was going on, you missed out on a lot. It's going to be a crazy matchup. And yeah, good times. Good times in Lumberton.
Gotcha. All right, brother. Well, I think we have officially caught everything that we needed to catch. We've got everybody lined up. We are good to go. Do you know what that means?
It's been good.
Yeah, it's been good. Well, no, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
Real fun.
And folks, you know what to do if you want to find us. You watch us here every Thursday. You subscribe on the YouTube. You follow us on the social medias, all of them. Or you're watching us on Roku even. But here's the trick of the trade, folks. You want to see us in person? Go to an indie show. Because we will see you at the indie.